When it seems as though nothing is working, you have to keep going. Everybody wants to win when winning feels good. Everybody wants to grind when the results are showing up. But what about when you've been giving everything you got and you see nothing? Nothing is happening. You're waking up early, you're putting in the work, you're staying disciplined, but the world stays quiet. No applause, no validation, no progress. That's where most people die. Not physically, obviously, but mentally. That's where dreams go to the graveyard. Because most people think that if the progress isn't visible, then it isn't happening. They don't understand that sometimes the grind is underground. You're planting seeds, and the dirt that you're in is not your coffin, that's your foundation. When I was still a young kid trying to learn how to dribble a basketball, and I kept messing up over and over again. When I was studying for hours on end for tests in college that I failed over and over. When I was chasing goals that seemed impossible. You want to know what I learned? Progress never announces itself. It hides behind the pain that you suffer. It hides behind repetition. It hides behind the days that you wanted to quit. Everybody wants to feel progress, but real growth, it happens in silence. Nobody's watching. And when nobody's clapping and no one cares, the mindset that you need is the mindset that says, I don't need to see the results to keep doing the work. Because when you need proof before you act, you'll never act long enough to see the proof. You see, most people fail not because they don't have the potential, they fail because they have the conditions. I'll keep going as long as it's working. I'll keep working as long as I feel motivated. I'll keep going as long as I see progress. This is a fucked up mindset, I'm telling you. That's not commitment, that's convenience. And convenience will never build greatness. When life tests you, and trust me, it will, it's not checking your skills, it's checking your mindset. It's asking, are you the kind of person who only works when it's easy, or are you the kind of person who says, I'm built for this? I don't stop because it's hard. I go harder because it's hard. Most people fail because when adversity hits, they start negotiating with themselves. They start saying, well, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not meant for this. No, that's you failing. You're being forged. Pressure is how steel is made. Fire is how diamonds are born. But most people jump out of the fire before they ever get a chance to shine. Now, when you feel stuck, when it feels like you're running in place, when you have to zoom out, you're not stuck. You're being shaped. Those days where you're questioning if it's worth it, that's the universe asking you how bad do you really want it. You see, the real test isn't whether you can succeed when it's easy. The real test is whether you can stay locked in when you're miserable. When your mind's screaming, what's even the point? When your effort feels like it's evaporating into nothing. That's the breaking point for most people. But it's a building point for the few who make it out. Because championships do not need instant results. You'll never see that. They trust the process long enough to learn. Now, I'm gonna talk about two mindsets. The failure mindset. That's the first one I wanna talk about. If it's not working, I'm gonna stop wasting my time. If it's uncomfortable, I'm gonna step back. If you're not rewarded, something's wrong. Versus the growth mindset, a warrior mindset. Someone who says, if it's hard, I'm gonna stay on the right track. If it's slow, I'm building endurance. If it hurts, I'm strengthening something, but I can't see it. You see, most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they misunderstand the concept of time. They think that results should match the effort immediately. But life doesn't pay in real time. It pays you later. It pays in full, too. Delayed gratification, that's the art we're discussing. The rent for success is due every single day. And most people stop paying when their invoice gets a little too high. You really have to decide who you are. Are you the kind of person who's gonna quit when it's dark? Or are you the kind who becomes the light? Because that's the difference between successful people and those who stay average or just flat out failures. Because let me tell you, when you keep going, even when you're empty, when you feel miserable, when you feel invisible, that's when you're building something unstoppable. That's when your mind becomes a weapon. When your emotions say quit. When your spirit says we're not done yet, that's when you discover who you really are. Anybody can keep going when it's sunny. Anybody can work when the results are showing up. But fucking savages, those are rare people. They keep going in the storm. They keep pushing in the dark. They keep fighting when their hands are bleeding, their eyes are blurry, their soul's tired. Because no one understands the truth but them. The work works, even when it looks like it doesn't. So when you're tired, when you're frustrated, and when you're convinced that your effort isn't paying off, just give yourself a reminder. Progress is not a straight line. It's a war. Every rep, every failure, every sleepless night, you're building something. Something you can't see yet, but you will eventually. Keep your head down, keep your heart steady, and keep your grind pure. Because one day, when the world finally sees what you've built, they'll call it sudden success. But you know the truth. You know it wasn't sudden. It was earned. You suffered for what you got. It was forged in silence. So don't stop now. Don't you dare give up because it's hard. When it feels pointless, that's the point. It's supposed to feel that way. When life feels heavy, that's the lift. When it feels endless, that's the test. There's a voice in your head that's constantly doubting you. It's telling you that you'll never be successful. It's telling you that your efforts are going to amount to nothing. Trust me, that voice is not you. That's the battle against yourself. That's the devil on your shoulder. That's the old you, as a matter of fact. The comfortable you, trying to drag you back and keep you average, like everybody else. Every day you fight that voice, you're building a new identity. An identity that doesn't flinch, it doesn't fold, and it doesn't care how you feel. You gotta stop chasing comfort and start chasing character, because discipline isn't about feeling good. It's about getting better, no matter what. You have to learn to love the days when you don't feel like doing it, because that's where transformation happens. That's where the weak version of you is going to die and the real one's born. You wanna know what progress really feels like? It doesn't feel like fireworks. It's fatigue, it's doubt. It feels like doing the same thing over and over and over and wondering if it's ever gonna work. But the truth is, it is working. You just don't see it. But in time you will. Because every time you do the thing that you don't want to do, you're teaching your mind who's in charge. That's what separates the elite people from everyone else. Most people are feeling-based decision makers. Winners make the standards and winners make decisions. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when you're done. You don't quit when you need motivation. You need a mission. So how do you fix that weak mindset that breaks under pressure? Stop expecting things to be easy. You stop being shocked when things are hard. You'll accept pain as part of the process. You'll welcome pain, as a matter of fact. You'll say, good, it means I'm leveling up. You'll reprogram your brain to find peace in discomfort. You'll stop chasing the dopamine and quick wins. You'll start chasing the satisfaction of showing up no matter what the circumstances may be. Because the truth is, you can't fake resilience and you can't buy it. You have to bleed for it. You have to earn it. Day by day, rep by rest, loss by loss. Every failure is a down payment for your future success. And the moment that you accept that, you stop fearing the struggle and you'll start respecting the struggle. So when the world is telling you that you're crazy for still trying, when your mind tells you that you're wasting your time, you look that voice in the face and say, this is where I become who I'm meant to be. Because every great story has that moment. The dark chapter where the hero could have quit, but he didn't. That's where you are right now. This is your moment, your test, your battlefield. So stop doubting yourself. Keep moving and keep grinding. Keep believing. You're not buried, you're planted. You're not stuck, you're growing roots. You're not losing, you're loading. Stay in the fight and stay disciplined. Because when the dust settles, the ones who refuse to quit will be the last ones standing. Now, since you're here today, I presume you want to make a change moving forward in your life. So here's a little thing I like to call the mirror test. Every single day you face your mirror, and that reflection, it knows the truth. You can lie to everyone else, but not that person staring back at you. That's the only person who knows the truth about you. The mirror doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your story, and it damn sure doesn't care about your pain. It only wants to know one question. Did you show up today? That's the real test. Not how you performed when you were praised, but how you will perform when nobody will ever know. That mirror isn't your enemy. It's your accountability partner. And every day that you show up despite the doubt, despite the fear, despite the pain, you'll start to see a new person. That reflection will start to change. It starts to respect you again. Because self-respect doesn't come from comfort, it comes from confrontation, facing your weaknesses until it has no power over you. Everybody's addicted to motivation. They'll scroll for it, they'll chase it, they'll wait for it, but motivation's like sugar. It gives you a rush and then it'll leave you crashing. You don't need more motivation, you need discipline. You need structure and you need standard. Motivation will ask you, do I feel like doing it today? And discipline will say to you, it does not matter. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going when the excitement dies. Motivation gets you to a workout, discipline gets you to a transformation. Motivation gets you to start a dream, discipline will get you to finish. Stop waiting for inspiration and start building consistency, because the world doesn't reward inspiration, it rewards execution. There's a lonely part of the journey that nobody talks about. You'll lose friends, you'll lose comfort, and you'll lose balance. And those are hard things to let go of. I understand, but you're also gonna lose the old version of yourself. And that's the exact point. Because elevation requires separation. You can't climb mountains if you're still carrying people from your past who want to keep you at the bottom. You'll be misunderstood, you'll be doubted, you'll be ignored. But when you walk through the dark alone, understand this. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Prepared for a level of strength that can't be developed in comfort. Prepared for your destiny that comfort will never deliver. So when it's lonely, when it's quiet, and all you have is your own belief, that's not your breakdown, that's your becoming. You've come too far to stop now, trust me. You fought too many battles to surrender right here. You may not see the results yet, but that doesn't mean it's not working. The roots grow before the tree ever rises out of the ground. The struggle becomes before the story. So get back up, keep grinding, keep believing, because one day you'll look back at those days that almost broke you and you'll realize those were the days that built you. You gotta stay hard, you gotta stay hungry, you gotta stay humble, and you gotta stay goated.